Good morning, students. Welcome back to your geography class. Today we are continuing with our chapter Agriculture, dated 4 July 2021, under the heading Pulses. So, today we are discussing a brief account of some other crops. Yesterday we discussed some main crops like maize, rice, wheat, millets. We also discussed about the commercial farming, and it's our turn for today to discuss rest of the important crops that are grown. So, India is the largest producer as well as consumer of pulses in the world. These are major source of protein in vegetarian diet because a vegetarian cannot eat non-veg things, so in order to get protein pulses are required. Major pulses that are grown in India are tuar, that is arhar, urad, moong, then masoor, peas and gram. So these are the important pulses grown in India. Can you distinguish which of these pulses are grown in Kharif season and which are grown in Rabi season? For that you need to look at in the under the heading of Kharif crops and Rabi crops that we discussed yesterday. Pulses need moisture and survive even in dry conditions. Being leguminous crops, all these crops except arhar help in restoring soil fertility by mixing nitrogen from air. You know what is the meaning of leguminous crops. Leguminous crops were those which fix the atmospheric nitrogen into the soil with the help of the bacteria which are present in the roots of these crops. Therefore, these are mostly grown in rotation with another crops. Now this is to be important that why these are grown in rotation, because to fix the atmospheric nitrogen. So nitrogen formula you know, so this is to be fixed in the soil, that's why are grown with the other crops in rotation. Major pulse producing states in India: Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, then Maharashtra, then Uttar Pradesh and then Karnataka. Now let's see food crops other than grains. Grains means the one which we're eating as cereals, but now we are discussing some other food crops, and the important one is the sugarcane among them. So it is a tropical as well as subtropical crop, means grows in tropic region and subtropical regions. It grows well in hot and humid climate, so it requires hot and humid type of climate with a temperature of 21 degrees Celsius to 27 degrees Celsius and rainfall of about 70 centimeters similar to wheat and 100 centimeters similar to rice. Irrigation is also required in the regions of low rainfall like in desert areas, and can be grown on a variety of soils and need manual labor from sowing to harvesting. So in both the cases we require the manual labor, and India is the second largest producer. You need to remember these terms of sugarcane only after Brazil. So Brazil is the first producer. It is the main source of sugar, gur, jaggery, khandasari and molasses. So these all are produced in India. The major sugarcane producing states first is Uttar Pradesh, then Maharashtra, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, Bihar, Punjab and Haryana. So you need to learn the names of these states because these are very important. Now let's discuss some oilseeds. In 2016, India was the second largest producer of groundnut in world after China. In rapeseed production, India was third largest producer in the world after Canada and China in 2016. Different oil seeds are grown covering approximately 12% of total cropped area of country. Cropped area includes the agricultural land. Main oil seeds produced in India are groundnut, mustard, coconut, sesame, soybean, castor seeds, cotton seeds, linseed and sunflower. So these are the major producers. So at least the first paragraph of every crop you need to learn by heart, that the questions from board examinations directly asked from over here. Most of these are edible and used as a cooking mediums. Whenever we cook food, we use oil seeds as the mediums, means the oil which is obtained from these seeds are used as a cooking medium. However, some of these are also used as raw material in the production of soap, cosmetic and ointments. Means they are providing the raw material to industries. Groundnut is kharif crop, remember, and account for about half of the major oilseeds produced in the country. And Gujarat is the largest producer of groundnut, followed by Rajasthan and then Andhra Pradesh. So our Andhra Pradesh is the second largest producer of the groundnuts in India according to 2016 to 17 census. Linseed and mustard are rabi crops, and sesame is the kharif crop in north and rabi crop in south India. It breaks because of the temperature, as the temperature of summer in North India is similar to temperature in winter of southern India. That's why the sesame is a special case. Castor seeds grow both as Rabi and Kharif crop, means this is important one as it can be grown as both. Means it is actually temperature independent. Now let's discuss tea. Tea cultivation is an example of plantation agriculture. We discussed in the British India the plantation crops were grown. The tea is one of them. The second is coffee, also an important beverage crop introduced in India initially by British periods and Britishers. Mostly the most of tea plantation are owned by Indians, and plants grow in tropical and subtropical climates endowed with deep and fertile well-drained soil which is rich in humus organic matter. And then the tea bushes require bushes are actually shrubs, require warm and moist free climate all through the year, and the frequent showers evenly distributed over the year continuous growth of tender leaves. Tea is labor intensive industry, means it requires labor, it requires abundant cheap and skilled labor. Tea is processed with the tea garden to restore its freshness. Major tea producing states: Assam, hills of Darjeeling, Jalpaiguri districts, West Bengal, Tamil Nadu, Kerala. Apart from these, Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand, Meghalaya, Andhra Pradesh, Tripura, also tea producing states in our country. And in 2016, India was the second largest producer of tea after China. You can see everywhere the China is on first number. That's how you can see that it is a developed country. You can also see how the tea is cultivated and how it is harvested. Now we see the another important crop, that is coffee. So Indian coffee is known in the world for its good quality, and the Arabica variety initially brought from Yemen is produced in the country. This variety is the great demand in all over the world. So Arabica variety is very popular, and initially its cultivation was introduced on Baba Budan hills, and even today its cultivation is confined to Nilgiri in Karnataka, Kerala, Tamil Nadu. Because of the soil that is present over there, the growth of coffee is very beneficial as it gives very high yield, and that's why it is still grown over there. Now let's see the another important topic, that is horticulture crops, which includes fruits, then it includes vegetables, which we call as veggies. In 2016, India was second largest producer of fruits and vegetables in world after China, and India is producer of tropical as well as temperate fruits. Mangoes of Maharashtra, Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, Uttar Pradesh, West Bengal, then oranges of Nagpur and Cherrapunji, bananas of Kerala, Mizoram, Maharashtra, Tamil Nadu, lychee and guava of Uttar Pradesh and Bihar, pineapple of Meghalaya, grapes of Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, Maharashtra, and apples, pears and apricots and walnuts of Jammu Kashmir and Himachal Pradesh are great in demand in the world. So this is in paragraph. Here you can see, students, from over here we discuss this paragraph. It all describes about the what type of horticultural crops are available in our country and in which regions are the particular crops located. This picture shows us the cultivation of apricots. Then we see the next one, it shows the cultivation of apples, that is in northeastern state, and the third one shows the cultivation of pomegranate. Then we come down, we can see the cultivation of vegetables, which we are going to discuss right now. So for this only two lines are given, that India is an important producer of pea, cauliflower, onion, cabbage, tomato, brinjal and potato. Now we discuss some of the non-food crops that are grown in country. The first one among them is the rubber, and it is an equatorial crop, but under special condition it also grow in tropical and subtropical areas. It require moist and humid climate with rainfall of more than 200 cm and temperature of about 25 degrees Celsius. Rubber is important industrial raw material and mainly grown in Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, Andaman Nicobar Island and Garo Highlands hills of the Meghalaya. So you see the temperature requirement as well as the areas where they are grown. Now we see the next one, that are the fiber crops. Fiber crops mainly silk, cotton and etc. Cotton, jute, hemp, natural silk are four major fiber crops grown in India. This is an important 1-mark question. The first three are derived from the crops grown in soil, and the later is obtained from cocoons of silkworm feed on green larvae of mulberry. You can see that these three over here are the plant crops, and the fourth one is the animal crop. Rearing of silkworm for the production of silk fiber is known as sericulture. So this is important that it can be asked in 1-mark question, that what do you mean by sericulture? Now we discuss about cotton. So in India is believed to be the original home of cotton plant because of the availability of so many black soil in our country. We are thought to be the cotton plant producers. Cotton is one of the main raw materials for cotton textile industry, and in 2016 India was second largest producer of cotton after China. Cotton grows well in drier parts of the black cotton soil of Deccan Plateau. Deccan Plateau include the central India. It requires high temperature, then light rainfall, irrigation, and 210 frost-free days and bright sunshine growth, and it is a kharif crop and requires 6 to 8 months to mature. So you need to remember of 210 days, that is the ripened days that it requires, so that for growth of the crops. Major cotton producing states are Maharashtra, Gujarat, Madhya Pradesh, Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, Punjab, Haryana, and Uttar Pradesh. So this is all a brief account of cotton. Now let's discuss the last non-food crop that is discussed in this chapter of jute. It is known as golden fiber. It might be probably possible due to its golden appearance. Jute grows well on well-drained fertile soil. So well-drained means where the drainage system is very well developed, and fertile soil should be there in the flood plains where soils are renewed every year, because the top layer of soil is removed away by floods and the new soil is brought also by the flood. High temperature is required during the time of growth. West Bengal, Bihar, Assam, Odisha, Meghalaya are the major jute producing states. Means basically we see that EI are the producers, that is Eastern India. It is used in making gunny bags, mats, ropes, yarns, carpets, other artifacts, and due to its high cost, it's losing market to synthetic fiber and packing materials, particularly the nylon. So you can see here that it is it is not cheap, it is not affordable, and it is expensive. That's why from synthetic fibers we are using nowadays jute bags are discouraged. That should not happen actually. Students, you can see over here the cotton cultivation which has been practiced in our country, how the cotton plant is grown and how the cotton bollworms are bursted out, which release seeds, and again the new crops are grown. So that's all for today, students. Thank you and have a nice day.